Hey, welcome to the Small Business Made Simple podcast, brought to you by socialmediaandmarketing.com.au. Being in business is never easy, but it can be simple, or at least simpler. Join me, your host Jen Donovan, every week where we focus on marketing, social media, and working towards simplifying your business. You with me? Let's do this.
If you're gonna dream it big, 'cause someone out there listening. Everyone's got a voice to give, and it's time I heard you whistling, 'cause there's no point at all, in dreaming small.
Why, hey there, my fabulous listener. Welcome to episode 273 of the Small Business Made Simple podcast. Thank you for letting me use today. I really do appreciate you making me one of your choices of what you do today. And of course, your podcast choices as well. I know you have lots on at this time of the year, so I do appreciate you tuning in to hear all about what small business owners are telling us, because this episode, I'm going to give you some insights into what we've found by doing the 2023 Big Small Business Survey. So stick with me while we go through some of those results. But before we get there, just a reminder that the show notes for this episode can be found at socialmediaandmarketing.com.au/273. And did you get a chance to listen to last week's episode? It's one of those episodes where I kind of bared my soul a little bit, I guess, when it comes to, my experience of writing and publishing a book called Small Town, Big Impact. And I've had lots of great feedback of people who really appreciated the candidness. I don't know. I can't pronounce that word. The authenticity of how I went about doing that podcast episode, and of course all the information that I shared. So go back and have a listen to that, episode 272, if you haven't already. Okay, so as you may or may not know, I'm one of the five Australian business thought leaders who run the annual Big Small Business Survey. Now, I do it with Andrew Griffith, Katrina McCarter, Dale Beaumont, and David Jennings. And the results for the 2023 survey are in, and I thought it would make a really good podcast episode to go through some of those findings right now with you and make you think about, are your concerns about business the same as other small business owners, or are you slightly different or out of the box? What can we do to help small business owners? And all those sorts of things is what I'm going to talk about today. But before I get there, let me set the scene for you with some information about the people who participated in the 2023 Big Small Business Survey. So 88.8% were from Australia. Now, it is open to some internationals. The next, obviously, big one was New Zealand, because people like Dale Beaumont, for instance, and Andrew Griffith, and maybe even all of us, have a bit of an international audience. So 88.8% of these results were from Australian small business based people. Now, the major age demographic was Gen X, so that's 43 to 58. That's me, followed by millennials, who are the generation below me, and then boomers, which of course are the generation above me. 30% of businesses had been in business for more than 10 years. 15% were startups, being in business less than 2 years, and almost 20% had been in business for more than 20 years. So there's 50% of the business owners who did this survey that collectively have been in business for more than 10 years. So there is a lot of wisdom coming through in these survey results, and especially in the spots where people got to write their own little reports or write their own little chats and stories. And more of that in more podcasts to come in 2024. Okay, so over 60% turned over less than $500,000 a year. And the majority of people, in fact, 36%, actually work for themselves, and 60% did it from their homes. So that gives you a bit of an idea of who these people are that actually answered the survey. And it gives you a bit of an idea of the results I'm going to talk about today, whether or not that gels with you. Are you these people? Are you not these people? I am these people. So this survey is very much there's no surprises in here for me. Last year there was quite a few surprises I thought, but this year not so many surprises. So let's have a look at some of the results. The three biggest challenges in business right now for participants of the Big Small Business Survey were 34% said understanding the best way to grow their business. 30% said how and where to find customers, and 25% not having enough leads. So they were the things that people were their top three challenges. Now, there was a whole list of different challenges they could have chosen. They were the top three. If you're interested in having a look at all the results, I will share those with you. I will share a link with you shortly as to where you can sign up and get all the results for yourself. Now, interestingly, only 4% said their concerns were around interest rates and 10% around consumer confidence, which I don't know, I would say is almost the complete opposite to what we consistently hear in the news cycle. In the news cycles, they're always sorry, I had to sneeze, so I had to cut that off. I hope that you actually got that. So, I was just saying that 4% of people were not sorry, 4% of people were concerned with interest rates and 10% of people were concerned around consumer confidence, which I would say is really the complete opposite to what we hear in the news cycles. And, um we that's all we hear in the news cycles is, interest rates, doom and gloom, consumer confidence is down, doom and gloom. And maybe that is your concerns. Maybe you are concerned about that, but there's other major concerns. I would say we're all concerned about that. But is that our major concern? Is that our top three challenge concerns? I often wonder sometimes if the news cycles actually make this stuff up and just go with generalized clickbait headings rather than actually asking a small business owner or two what their actual challenges are. And I thought it was interesting that the top three were all about growth in business, the best ways to grow, needing more customers and needing more leads. There is definitely something in that when times are tough, small business owners dig in and grow rather than retract and hide. There is really, I don't know what the pseudoscience is in this, but if you look at all the and really have a look at what small business owners did. Yeah, look, there's some data in there that I am going to discuss in a further podcast episode because I think that is the most super interesting thing I found out in this survey is the top three challenges was we want to grow. We need more. We need to understand the best ways to grow. We need more customers and we need more leads to turn into customers. Super interesting. Where the small business owners participated, what they thought their biggest opportunities for the next 12 months were. So creating partnerships and collaborations, systemizing and scaling their business, and increasing their sales overall. So again, we're looking at growing. We're looking at growth in our business, systemizing and scaling. We're looking at sales again. If you're in the business of teaching people who how to create partnerships and collaborations or how to systemize and scale, you could be in the exactly right business at the right time heading into 2024. Embrace that stuff. Katrina McCarter, who is one of the fellow thought leaders on this survey, is the queen of partnerships and collaborations. So make sure you touch base with her, follow her, and become a super fan of hers in the next 12 months because she is the person who can help you embrace those partnerships and collaborations. But you know what? Despite all the negativity and all the work that comes with being a small business owner, it would appear we wouldn't have it any other way. Over half of the people surveyed said the best thing about self-employment was flexibility, with 63% of people saying they love that they get to choose the direction of their business. 34% said they love the fact they can have an impact on the world, and 33% said they enjoy not answering to anyone. They enjoy not answering to anyone. So would you agree to that? I'm like, yeah, hell yes, baby. That is 100% me. They are 100% the reasons why I am in small business for myself. Right now, I am choosing the direction of my business in 2024. Yeah, it's tough. And yeah, I'd love a business partner to throw ideas against, but that's why I have such an amazing community around me. So I can throw ideas at the wall. So I can reach out and say, what do you think about this? What do you reckon? Do you reckon I could pull this off? Do you reckon there's a need for this in the world? I love that I can have impact. And I love that I'm not answering to anyone at all. Okay, so there was 5 categories in the survey. There was staffing and training, pricing, marketing, mental health, and technology. And if you want to see all the results, you can go to all the W's, thebigsmallbusinesssurvey.com, and you'll find the button and you can sign up and download all the results there. And you can dig deeper into the results because I am going to talk about the marketing results. And, no surprise there. Hey, but of course, there's staff and training, pricing, mental health, and technology were, of course, the other ones. And obviously, there's 5 categories, there's 5 thought leaders. We each had our own thought leader championing the different category, and mine was marketing. So I'm going to talk about the results of marketing. So, in tough economic times when people spend less money, having effective marketing is more important than ever. Strategy and consistency are key for brands that want to get noticed, get leads, and maintain market share. Business owners are facing a multi pronged challenge of deciding on a strategy, implementing it, and maintaining the work they need to do to market their business. In 2023, they have found themselves overwhelmed by the number of options out there and confused about which approach is right for them. As a result, their efforts are inconsistent and they're not achieving the returns they want. So I was clearly reading that because I was stumbling over my words. And that's the quote that I've got inside the results, inside the PDF that you download with the results, because that's my quote. In tough economic times, we need to really knuckle down and we need a strategy. Like, we just need a strategy. So let's dig into the results from a marketing point of view. The biggest challenges when it came to marketing were 57% of people surveyed said not being consistent with marketing efforts was their biggest challenge. 46% said they were challenged by not producing and delivering good quality content. And 36% said not knowing what marketing strategy works best. Interestingly, over 70% said they had a clear understanding of their target audience or their target customer with evidence to back that up. And honestly, when I said before there was no surprises in this year's survey, that was probably a lie because this is my surprise. 70% say they have a clear understanding of their target audience. I'm calling BS. I gotta say, I think you're kidding yourselves, or I think they are kidding themselves. Almost every business owner who comes to me with a variety of issues, problems, and challenges, whatever their issue is, whatever their challenge is when it comes to marketing, they all stem back to not knowing who their target audience is, where they hang out, what they want to be famous for, and their messaging. I think the problem is that we think we know, but we don't. We think we know our target audience. In fact, sometimes we think we are our own target audience. And the fact is, we probably aren't. So if 70% of small business owners truly knew their target audience and who their target audience was, then frankly, marketing wouldn't be overwhelming for almost 70% of them. You wouldn't have any issues with consistency with marketing because you know your target audience so well. And you wouldn't have any trouble knowing what strategy worked best because you know what works best. You know your target audience. So I'm sorry, but as a marketing professional, as a marketing thought leader, I've got to say that I think this is the root cause of so much angst when it comes to marketing. We think we know, but we don't know. So I'm gonna get off my high horse now because that result was a little bit like, really? I don't know. That's definitely not what I see in the world when it comes to small business owners. They think they know, They really don't know. And that's why marketing is hard, marketing is overwhelming, and that is why they don't know which strategy is going to work best for them. All right. Well, let's move on from that because I'll say more about that in a moment, I'm sure. So, almost half of the surveyed small business owners said they were using AI, such as ChatGPT, in some aspects of their marketing, which I thought was amazing. And 33% of them said that they were using social media several times a week to promote their business, with 10% saying they're using it multiple times a day. Which, first of all, I thought, don't use it multiple times a day. But then I thought to myself, yeah. Actually, because I have a post that goes up on a social media platform, and then I might do a story on the same day, and then I might do a little quick video or something like that. So yeah, using it multiple times a day, I guess we do. Um, so yeah, like I thought that was a bad thing for a start, but now I'm kind of like, yeah, I understand. 10% of us are using it multiple times a day, and that's pretty good. As long as we're not just filling the feed multiple times a day. I found that the fact that 50% or over 50% of people were embracing AI really exciting. And I'm so pleased that so many small business owners are exploring and being curious about AI and what it can do for them. Being curious is one of the best traits a small business owner can have, hands down, no exceptions. And if, of course, if you remember back to the second biggest challenge that I talked about at the start for small business owners, it was systemizing and scaling their business. Well, AI can certainly help with that. In fact, the gift from David Jennings, another one of my fellow co-thought leaders, um, in this survey, this was actually part of the free webinar he gave away to people who filled out the survey was how to use AI to systemize your business. Reach out to David Jennings. I'll put a link in the show notes, and you just never know. If you ask, he just might send you the free webinar, or of course, he might give you some other resources on how learning how AI can help systemize your business. All right. So that's a bit of an overview on the survey itself and the marketing aspects. So, what's the solution to all these issues? Well, for me, clarity around marketing is success. Like, that is the key that you need for success. Business owners struggle to find the time and access to the support they need to work from the bottom up by identifying their goals and then crafting a marketing strategy around them, getting to know who is their who, what do they want to be famous for, where do they hang out. And the next step, of course, is to stay the course and produce consistent content in order to build audience and engagement. And I would say to build community and engagement if I was using my own terminology right. And if I can be so bold, I can be because it's my own podcast. The solution is my 9-week marketing transformation program. There's a reason why the weeks are categorized into things of who is your who. Let's look at your messaging. How about your branding? Let's look at social media marketing. Let's look at PR strategies. Let's look at how to produce a good marketing strategy for your business, and so on and so on. It's no coincidence at all that my 9-week marketing transformation program is 9 weeks and the units are what they are. It's strategic. It's very strategic because I know you and I know what you need the most help with to get to where you want to be, which is, of course, to reach those goals you have for your business. And that's, I guess, where it came from when I said the results weren't surprising. Because I've created this course knowing who my who is and knowing what keeps them up at night and knowing what their top 3 challenges are. And I've created a course around it. Um, so the solution could just be my 9-week marketing transformation program. Look, if you want to know more about it, then head to socialmediamarketing.com.au and up the top menu, there is courses, and under that, you will find the 9-week marketing transformation program. Have a look there, have a read through, the pages that are attached to that. If you're still undecided, is this course for you? Reach out to me via email and we'll have a chat. Jen@jendonovan.com.au, Jen with double N. Um, And it is still on sale. It's only $497 because I know you need this. And although I too am a small business owner that needs to make money and therefore can't afford to give it away for free, I know the price at this point of $497 um, at this point in time needs to be somewhere between what you can afford right now and what will make you do the work. Giving it to you for free won't make you do the work. There's no pain in that. There's no pain in parting with that amount of money or there's no pain in getting something for free. It'll just become this other freebie thing. So it had to be priced obviously for me to make money because it's all my IP and it's my intellectual property. Um, but there needs to be enough pain for you to part with that amount of money and be willing to do the work because it is a transformation program, but only if you do the work. And in fact, it's got a 90-day money back guarantee that it will work, that it will transform your business. But again, you have to do the work. So, okay, that's enough salesy stuff from me. But as much as I am selling you something and I'm talking about my 9-week marketing transformation program, I do believe in my soul that I am making your business life simpler. That I am taking away the marketing overwhelm and I'm helping you by putting you through this program. All right, that's enough. So, what did you learn about small business owners like yourself in this episode? Did any of the findings of the 2023 Big Small Business Survey surprise you? Anything new? Or did you just nod along because the results sounded exactly like you and your current business journey? Well, I'd love to hear about it. You can reach out to me on any of the platforms or come and join my like minded business owners Facebook group and let's have a chat in there. Let me know your thoughts and your feelings about the results there. Of course, if you want to see all the results for the other 4 categories, head to all the W's, thebigsmallbusinesssurvey.com, and you will find a button there that you can click to get all the results of the 2023 survey. But that's it. That's it for episode 273. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it valuable. If you did, and you're listening in a place that you can give a rating and a review, or if you're listening on my website, you could leave a comment. Let me know. Leave a rating, leave a review, or leave a comment. I would really appreciate that because one of the goals for my podcast this year, of course, was to reach more business owners because I believe that my podcast can make a difference by making their business life a little bit simpler or their marketing simpler. So thank you so much in advance if you've got time for that. I will see you next week on the podcast for episode 274. Only 2 to go for the end of the year. Yikes. But in the meantime, if we're not hanging out on social, let's get social on social. You'll find me on all the platforms. But whatever you do, remember my small business peep. As my opening song says, there is no point in dreaming small.
No time like the present. Tell it like you feel it, say it proud, be true, and let us see you for the star that you are. No point in dreaming small.
I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Yorta Yorta people, on which I record this podcast and conduct my business today, and pay my respects to their elders, past and present. I extend this respect to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here with us today as well.